Live streaming is on.
Okay, my pop. Okay, okay, link pop. Joyce. Joyce. Okay. Yeah, 17.
Mm-hmm. 17, yeah.
All right. So if we go to your pop, we should be able to see this information. So what we see if we come here, we see position, work interest, activity worker, accounting specialist, SVG partner. So what we're looking for is AGC coordinator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
Yes.
will
So you
put
have
here, Jay.
no, you would just so accounting specialist would be more of like your title, right? So a
Uh-huh.
title is not required. You don't have to have a title, but if you want to be an accounting specialist, that's basically your external title for what you want to call yourself in
Mm-hmm.
terms of
Okay.
like a professional out-facing relationship, right? That you're an accounting
Mm-hmm.
specialist with account. So that's perfectly fine to have a title, but that's not a position, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And technically SVG partner is not a position, but it's perfectly fine to put it there. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, activity worker would be like your general core team workers. Activity workers, same thing. All right, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, general. Okay.
Yeah. So it's definitely important that we are all on the same page in relationship to what you're being hired and what your role is. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So what that means is that Joyce is going to have eventually 3 parallel training, what we call tracks. Okay. So these
Yes.
3
Mm-hmm.
tracks are going to be general worker training, stage 5. And then she'll have her AGC coordinator training
Mm-hmm.
process.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. We could call it process 5. I don't know what we want to call it, but whatever. It's the AGC coordinator
Mm-hmm.
training process.
Mm-hmm.
And there could be multiple training processes there, depending on how we want to set up. And then the third one would be eventually we're going to do the methodology training.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
this one still hasn't been set up yet, right? Has
mm-mm.
not been set up yet. But that's
Mm-mm.
part of what we're doing with the methodology team meetings that happen once a quarter. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for now, we're just not going to worry about the methodology training, but that is something that will be added as soon as we get that set up.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
Yes.
what is
Yes.
the next thing that you would want, Joyce? Now that you know what your training processes are, what would you
I
like?
should get I should get the link to the
Yes,
training process.
correct. Right. So the first link, obviously, the one you already showed, which is the global core team stage 5 onboarding. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then the second one would be for the AGC coordinator training. Did you get anything for AGC coordinator training?
Yes, I got.
Good. All right. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I got. Yeah, wait. I will link it. Where did I put it? Yeah, here. AGC. AGC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Uh, here, Jay.
Just go into the position.
Okay.
Okay. So the biggest problem here is that, and this is part of what where Alberto didn't understand because he talked a lot about this position stuff, is that the training is not a position,
Ah.
right? The training is a process.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the title should be AGC. Uh, what should the title of this be, Jay?
Well, let's look at it. I mean, that's a great thing to have. Like, it's great to have the agency coordinator position doc, right? That's a great thing, but
Doc.
it's not the
Uh-huh.
training, right? The training
Ah.
is going to be a training process that you're going through to learn about the position. And obviously, part of your training is understanding the position doc, how you use it, how it's related to the other components of the AGC P team, right?
Yes. Yes.
Does everyone understand what a P team is? A project team?
Project team. Oh, project team.
Does everyone understand what a P team is?
Not actually project.
Not really.
Not
Okay,
really.
Okay, so does everyone understand what a project is?
Project
So
is
a project is similar to a trajectory, except that it is. See if I can find the thing. Here it is. So we use this symbol for project. So we use this symbol for a responsibility, right? So
Yes.
this is a responsibility, and then this symbol is a project.
Okay.
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 yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-mm.
So in projects, we typically make. I think I typically make them blue. I don't know. Responsibilities we typically make orange. So a project is basically a category of work, like that
Project category.
all relates to each other, right? So, in this case, a project
10
team
minutes.
is where we have. Okay, great. We
Yeah.
have a group. We have a group of work, like a whole category and grouping of work that is put within a team, but the team doesn't actually exist, right? We only really have one single global core team, right? There's only
Yes.
one team that exists. There
Okay.
is no, and we're trying to create the Americas team. So eventually, as we create the Americas team, that will evolve into wanting to create an old world team, and then eventually the goal will be have 3 teams. We'll have a global core team, we'll have an Americas team, we'll have an old world team. But right now we only have really one team, right?
Yes.
So every other team, for example, the
What is
AGC team is a
what is
project.
what is that one team, Jay? I did not get.
The global core
What?
team.
Global core team.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just one global core team, and then we split off into like activity team and the New World team. So we're trying to get the Americas New World team set up, but it doesn't exactly exist, right? We don't have a functional New World team. Okay,
Yes.
we
Yes.
only have one global core team. That's all we have.
Global core team.
But we're trying to get functional as a, New World team, and then eventually expand to Old World. So when you have a project team, it basically simply means that it's a sub team, but it doesn't actually exist. It's actually a project of basically the global core team, right? So that's what a P team is. It's not actually a team. Does that make sense? It's a project. It's a project that we work on, but we organize it as something that potentially could become a team if we had enough money to hire more people or whatever, the people who actually only focused on AGC. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And AGC stands for Accounting and Government.
Accounting, government compliance.
All right, so let's see if we can find the AGC training. Did you ever find the training doc itself with all the list of trainings?
Training doc. Maybe this one. Wait, just a minute. Maybe this one, Jay. What's this? This one?
Current assigned activity training doc.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're supposed to training on training steps. So this is good. Okay. Okay, so this is another training that you could be assigned to if we wanted to. So this is good. So current assigned. So this is the activity training process, right? Activity training process. Okay, so that is definitely something we could consider as an alternative to stage 5, or we could use stage. This is actually more updated than stage 5 is. Okay, so again, eventually we're going to want to combine stage 5 and this doc. That's good. But do we have the list of all of the so let's see if we can find a list of trainings, master topic.
Is it in the activity main doc?
I don't know.
Or wait, just a minute. Maybe it's in our main doc. General training process. Is it the one? General training process. General training process. General training process. I don't know. This one maybe. They may be here. General training process.
Process.
I don't know. You want all the list of the training, you mean? Training process? General training process.
Yeah. So hold on a sec. So drive.
Maybe it's here in the activity doc.
Okay. So it's really good that we're finally getting this all organized. So there's an onboarding and training folder. What's this? Onboarding training sheet, decision anxiety, courting, general training process, stage 6. Wow, that's interesting. All right. So what did you write down here? You wrote general training process. I mean, that doesn't look like AGC training. 14 general training process,
I don't.
stage 6. It says stage 6.
I'm
Anyway.
not. Stage 6. Okay. So this is not the one. It's not the one. Okay.
This is stage 6. All right. So, but anyways, let's take a step back, right? So, one thing we have here that we should consider is the onboarding and training sheet. Right. So
onboarding sheet.
So, onboarding and training sheet. Oops. Because the goal is getting organized, right? So we need to make sure all these links and all the things for training and onboarding are all stored in one single place, so that we can see everything related to it. Who is in charge of onboarding and training?
Onboarding.
For example, is it part of the EVAL team?
Yeah, I think EVAL.
No. Where does the onboarding?
No.
No. Where does onboarding?
Recruitment.
Okay, but what do we call that?
NRT.
NRT, the new recruit team. Correct.
Yeah, NRT.
Okay. So basically, another sheet that you might want to find is the NRT team. Right?
Okay.
So there should be an NRT sheet that goes over all the details of new recruit, training setup, everything, right? So basically there's two options here. One, we could find an AGC, training document. Otherwise, we just have to start from scratch and create it for ourselves, right? And just work with what we have. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just try one more time to do a last search. So AGC training process.
Let me also check it for FQN.
AGC.
So if you were being trained into the AGC coordinator position, what do you think the very most important link that you would want to have?
Links the tax law.
Taxes.
No.
The taxes, no?
No.
Accounting.
No. It would be the AGC. What?
But I no idea.
It would be the AGC team doc or team sheet. So if you're the AGC
AGC.
coordinator, what are you coordinating?
Coordinating what you call that? Coordinating to oversee the priorities under the AGC, like the taxes.
No, I mean,
budget.
obviously it's part of that, but what is the most, because you as an individual don't do that, right? What does the AGC coordinator do? What is the primary thing that they do and oversee?
They oversee all
Oversee
priorities
the
under.
finance.
They
Yeah,
oversee all the priorities.
It's the P team, right? It's the AGC team and the coordination of the team, right? It's a manager position. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's a manager position. Okay, manager position.
Right. So is the AGC coordinator responsible for
20
doing
minutes.
taxes?
Yes.
For the what?
Is the AGC coordinator responsible for doing taxes?
No, he only oversee.
Correct. They don't really oversee, they just help coordinate, right?
Okay.
Right, so it looks like we need to go ahead and take another break, but I think we're looking pretty good here. So let's just so we're going to do two things. We're going to start getting the recruitment team and the onboarding and training sheet all organized, and
Yes.
then we're going to start working on the possible training for AGC coordinator. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we'll spend maybe another 5-10 minutes on this, and then we'll move on to the next topic.
Okay.
Okay. Stop live stream.